close, red tide is a harmful algal bloom that can sicken or even kill local wildlife. It also causes respiratory issues in humans and other animals. WochitA toxic red tide bloom that's raged along the southwest Florida coast since October of 2017 may be over. Recent water quality samples taken along coastal areas in the Gulf of Mexico and Florida Bay have shown only natural, background levels of Karenia brevis, the organism that causes red tide outbreaks. It does appear to be sustaining in background concentrations, meaning that it is pretty much over, said Florida Fish and Wildlife Conservation Commission spokeswoman Michelle Carr. There haven't been fish kills reported associated with red tide in a few weeks. There were some low concentrations just along the shore of southern Collier County last week, but as of Friday it hasn't been present throughout the entire state by photo. Recent water quality samples taken along coastal areas in the Gulf of Mexico and Florida Bay have shown only natural, background levels of Karenia brevis, the organism that causes red tide outbreaks. Photo 11, Andrew West, The News Press. There could be an area of red tide well offshore, but Kerr said that's always the case, while FWC red tide maps have shown clean waters for days. Tracy Fanara, a red tide expert with Moat Marine in Sarasota, said there were reports of breathing irritation Saturday at some Manatee County beaches. We didn't have any samples to reflect that. However, there is evidence there are still patches, small patches of Florida red tide, Fanara said. However, we didn't have any respiratory irritation Sunday. It's in Manatee County. The only evidence we have is there. A Florida Fish and Wildlife Conservation Commission map shows red tide levels at background concentrations across the state. Photo 11, file. This red tide outbreak is the longest lasting since a bloom that ran from the summer of 2004 until spring 2006. Karenia brevis occurs naturally in the Gulf of Mexico but can become deadly to sea life and dangerous to humans when concentrations reach 10,000 cells per liter, according to FWC. More, FGCU student researchers head to sea to check the red tide devastated zone they found last year. More, FGCU researcher wants to clean water by flipping lands between wetlands and farm fields in Everglades. Counts this past summer and fall were in the millions of cells per liter, and untold tons of dead wildlife washed up on local shores. Elevated red tide counts were recorded from the Tampa area south to Collier County, in Florida Bay, along the east coast and in the Panhandle over the past 16 months. The outbreak crippled the local tourism-based economy and caused then-Gov. Rick Scott to declare a state of emergency for coastal counties from the Tampa Bay area to Florida Bay. More recently, dolphins and manatees thought to have died from red tide poisoning have been washing up in Everglades National Park in recent weeks. More, Goss says he's optimistic about new role on Water Management District Board. More than 16,000 fish released engulfed Wee's effects of red tide. A rare bride's whale in January washed up on a small island in the park, particularly concerning since scientists say there are only a few dozen brides, the only species that stays in the Gulf year-round. Kerr said it will be a while before water quality scientists officially declare it's over, since it could pop up again in a few days. I don't know if there's a definitive "it's over," Kerr said. It's not as clear-cut as "it started" or "it's over." Connect with this reporter, Chad Gillespie, on Twitter. Close a paddle through the northern Everglades with News Press reporters Chad Gillis and Andrew West. Andrew West, News Press. Save Our Water. Photo 11, The News Press. Follow the Save Our Water Facebook page. Read or share this story. https://www.news-press.com/story/text/science/environment/2019/026/80-fish-wild-fish-kill-manatee-lee-collier/288280002/